Good morning, everyone. We're here with Dorothy Waide for Friday Live at the OHbaby office. Hi, Dorothy.
Hi, Ali. How are you today?
I'm well, thanks. How are you?
I'm really good, and thanks for having me again.
You're welcome. We've got Dorothy back for more of your questions because questions for Dorothy are very popular. Dorothy Waide is a baby expert. You're a consultant. You go around and help parents with their new babies, but also older babies and toddlers and the whole parenting juggle. So I thought this morning we would talk specifically around the parenting juggle. When you've got a new baby arriving, how do you manage your toddler? Or when you've got toddlers and preschoolers, and how do you manage all of the things you've got to do in the day? I might do a lot of this because it's a juggle, parenthood, isn't it?
It is, and you know so well because you've got more than one.
I've got more than one, so I have done a bit of juggling in my time. But you are welcome to ask Dorothy a question via the comment section below the video that you can see on Facebook right now, hopefully, and I'll keep an eye on those on my iPad here. But we can just chat with Dorothy about parenting related topics. Now, we've done Friday Live with Dorothy a couple of times now. Lots of questions about sleep. Sleep is it's the be all and end all, really, isn't it? Let's be honest, it's a deal breaker.
It is, but what we've got to remember about sleep is food. Food is just as important as sleep.
That's right.
And babies need two nutrients, food and sleep. So
Yeah.
we've got to make sure we get both right.
Yeah.
And especially as they grow and we introduce solids and things like that, it's looking at everything holistically. So when you've got a night issue,
Yeah.
the first thing I tend to do is go back to their daytime routine. The first thing I look at is their wake cycles, what they do in their wake cycles, what they're eating and drinking, and quite often we sort that out, and mums and dads and got babies that sleep or toddlers that sleep.
You get some things solved. One thing helps solve the other. So
Absolutely.
we thought we'd talk about other issues apart from sleep. But if you've got a sleep question, do feel free to ask us. You can ask Dorothy a question at ohbaby.co.nz/askourexperts. You can also visit Dorothy on her website. Here it is, babyhelp.co.nz. babyhelp.co.nz. And also, the videos we've made in the past on Friday Live are now available on the OHbaby website.
Oh,
exciting.
wow, fantastic.
I know. So you can go to the OHbaby website and find those videos, and you can watch interviews we've had with Dorothy where a lot of questions have come in about sleep, and you might find an answer to your problem right there. Because they're very common, aren't they? They're some typical issues that parents are facing. And
Absolutely.
yeah, now I just need to get my iPad to work. But one thing I thought we could chat about, Dorothy, next weekend the clocks go forward for daylight saving. We spring forward into spring. That's how it goes, isn't it? Which is fun. It means, lots of lovely daylight in the evenings for barbecues and relaxing. But for parents with young children, it can just actually mean a problem or two. So have you got any advice for parents about getting ready for daylight saving adjustment and how to get through next weekend and the days that will follow?
I do. There's lots of ways of doing this. Now, I look at daylight saving in the same way that I look at going through time changes when I go to another country. So the rule there is jet lag. It takes a day for every hour difference. So if we take that theory for jet lag and put it into daylight saving, it really should only take a day.
Okay.
Now
that's hopeful.
It is hopeful, isn't it? The issue with daylight saving is not the hour difference, but the time the sun rises and the time the sun goes to bed.
Yes.
Now, you're not going
to bed. This
You're
is the problem.
not going to get a toddler or a 4-year-old wanting to go to bed at her normal or his normal bedtime because his room is still sunny. It's daytime.
Yeah.
So again, this is where great blackout blinds come into effect.
Yeah.
But if you've got sun coming in around the corners of those blinds or the curtains, it's still going to be daylight because the sun is still quite strong.
Yeah.
So you need to make their room nighttime and use a little bit of sort of psychology. Okay, Sammy, might be daytime here, but look, your bedtime is all cozy. The moon's come out. It's nighttime, and they will go to bed. Yeah. But if it's light, think again. Yeah. Okay, and the same for the morning. At least, you might get a sleep in because the sun's
be
rising
enough
a little bit later.
To have your child sleep a bit longer in the morning, but don't hold your breath.
Don't hold your breath. But when you're looking at the issues with daylight savings, negative and positive, look at the length of time they sleep at night time.
Yeah.
to before you go on daylight saving to the length of the sleeping time once you're on daylight saving.
Yeah.
And it's normally the same.
Right.
It's just we get this confusion
It
about
shifts a little bit.
that hour difference. Get good blackout blinds.
Yeah, good blackout blind. Do you encourage parents to try and adjust the going to bedtime this week that is coming in the lead up to daylight saving change?
You can. It's like going overseas.
Yeah.
Do I do it? No. I just keep
You just roll with it.
I just roll with it. Do you know what I mean? The more pressure you put on yourself, the harder it gets.
Yeah.
The more stress you get about it, the harder it gets.
Right.
So I tend to roll with it. But if you wanted to do a gradual change, you do 15 minutes. And in theory, I'd say you do a 15-minute change for 10 days. Then you do the next 15 minutes.
Which is too late now.
It's too late now, you know. But you can start doing the
Yeah.
15 minutes. So by the time you get
Actually,
there,
you might sneak in a 15-minute change
Yeah.
for 10 days.
yeah, you will get one 15-minute change.
Yeah.
And then you're sort of on the way, you feel good about it, you feel positive that you're doing something about it, because there's so much like, oh my gosh, it's daylight saving coming, the kids aren't going to sleep, that kind of stuff. So just chill out, just go with the flow.
Yeah.
Otherwise, do a 15 minutes for 10 days.
I think that's such good advice in general, just chill out, because it can be a bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy, like a lot of things with parenting. You think, daylight saving's coming up, it's going to be terrible, my kids are going to take months to adjust and then it'll change back again. But really, let's just roll with it and hope for the best.
Absolutely. But, you know, if we look at how do adults cope, and we were just talking about that before we went on air. Now, we sit at our computers or, you know, and the sun's streaming in, and we actually forget that it's 10 o'clock at night versus 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And that's the catch, is that we accept that it's light outside, so it's early.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with children as well. So we've just got to get their rooms nice and cozy, make it snug and tight, and off they go.
Off they go. And look at that, we ended up talking about sleep again, which is just inevitable, because parenting is a lot about getting the kids to sleep. But let's talk about some other parenting issues, and baby-related ones especially. Have you got advice for parents when they have a toddler or a preschooler and they're bringing home a new baby, and it's just, I remember that feeling of walking into the house with a capsule and the new baby, and it just sort of hit me, this reality, my new reality of having more than one child, and it's quite daunting. You must be in a lot of homes where there is more than one child. What are your advice? What's your advice to help with that process and that transition?
Preparing the siblings, especially, and I mean this really only happens with when the first sibling and you're bringing home number 2, but then when you're bringing home number 3, you've then got to get number 2 organised or aware of what's happening, because number 1 already knows what's happening. So I do a lot of kind of preparation. Again, I just bring it into activities and plays. So when we've got one child or one toddler in the house, let's just say we'll call him Sammy. Sammy goes, "Mummy, mummy," and you go running. But stop. I've got a baby in my arms. I'm breastfeeding. Sammy, mummy's just washing her hands. I'll be right there. So getting them not sort of jumping up at the instant they call you, making them aware that actually they may have to wait.
They have to wait a little while.
And it's not, you don't turn around and say, well, Sammy, you've got to wait because, you know, I'm going to have a baby next week, because that's just negative. But mummy's just finishing doing whatever she's doing. I'll be right there. But mummy, I need you. I'm coming. I won't be a minute. And so you're teaching them to wait.
Yes, good.
Okay? And the other thing is to talk about the new baby. There are some good books out on the marketplace. So you just have to go, you know, and look in the Paper Plus or Wickles or Fish Pond or, you know, Mighty Ape, and find the books. Something that was going to relate to your family as well. The other thing is I suggest that you have a present from the baby.
Oh, this is a good one. Yes, I did this.
So even if it's a little boy, little boys can push buggies around and hold dolls. I've got such amazing photos of toddlers in the home. T-shirt up here.
Breastfeeding the baby doll.
Breastfeeding the baby. Following mum.
Hilarious.
Yeah, it's really, really awesome.
So they love that role play. So they're watching mum care for the new baby. If you can provide something that the preschooler or the toddler can do, just to sort of feel like they're a bit involved, you're saying?
Absolutely. And the great thing about today's society is we all have mobile phones.
Yes,
so
we do.
When someone is bringing the toddler to see mum and the baby in the hospital, you can communicate. So the goal would be is to wait till mum's got the baby back in the bassinet. So when the toddler comes in, mum's just normal.
Yeah.
And then the baby can be brought into them.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. So lots of prep, but then being ready to just involve the toddler, the preschooler.
Yeah.
Having a present ready for baby to give the toddler.
Yeah. And
they love that.
Absolutely. The presents in the bassinet.
Yeah.
So when in the hospital, so they're coming to see this baby.
Yeah.
They walk in, mum's there in bed, and there's something, in a bassinet next door. They're not quite sure what it is.
Yeah.
But there's a present, and it's from the baby.
Yeah.
How awesome
and
that!
It's for the big brother or sister.
Absolutely. Now, the most important thing too is no negativity about the baby.
Yeah.
Like, don't touch, don't hit, don't poke, don't. Come on.
There's a lot of rules all of a sudden for this toddler.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So remember, negativity breeds negativity, and remember also if you want to do something and your partner says no, or when you were growing up, your parents said no. What does it make you feel like you want to do? You become rebellious.
Rebellious.
Sorry, I'm tongue-tied. Yeah,
tricky
sorry.
word. Yeah.
And then it makes us want to do it more.
Sure.
And so we're going to do it more. And guess what? We get so much attention for hitting the baby or poking the baby, pulling, because we don't get any attention now because this baby's arrived. So it's about doing positive reinforcement.
That's great.
So you can see the hand coming.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can guide and just go gentle.
Gentle, teaching them gentle.
Or gentle on mummy's face, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I also encourage the toddler to have the baby. It's kind of their baby.
Yeah.
It's not your baby, it's their baby.
Yeah.
And let them hold them. But the first thing a little toddler does is they might hold the baby, then they'll go like that. So be ready to catch. Yeah, ready to catch. A couple of other things I do, especially if I've got a toddler that wants to go and help.
Yeah.
So every time the baby cries, they rush into the room.
Yeah.
Is put a gate on the baby's room.
Yeah.
And I say to the toddler, come on, let's go play. That's to keep the baby in because the baby's only little and it's got to sleep.
Yes.
But it is actually keeping the baby safe.
Safe from the
toddler. But we're not going to tell the toddler that.
Yes, no, that's good. Yeah.
Little things like that.
Yeah.
A lot of people are going to they have no village around them, they have no help.
Yeah.
So don't beat yourself up if your toddler's going to watch Peppa Pig a little bit more than often. My suggestion is you record. I find that the iPad is very difficult to get off.
Yes,
so I tend to keep the iPads away. But I record a lot of like 11-minute programs, although it's really short.
And then there's a beginning and an end to the program, and the child knows, okay, it's finished.
I want one more.
It's very hard to take the iPad or the phone off them. You're right, because for them that technology just keeps going and going. But if there's, they understand Peppa Pig finishes, then it might be time to do something else.
Absolutely, and because we're so tired, we the toddler will keep crying or screaming, so we go, oh, for goodness sake, have another one. So when you decide it's over, it's finished, it's over and finished. So having good boundaries. The toddler can come and sit on your knee while you're breastfeeding. I've got pictures of babies hanging around mothers' necks or hanging around my neck if I'm bottle feeding. They're part of it. I've got a photo of a stack. I've got the bigger child on my knee, because he was one of my old babies, his sister on top of me, with their friend's baby on top of me. So, it's about encouraging and sharing and including them.
Yes, good. Hey, you mentioned it takes a village, the village around you. Shameless plug. The spring issue of OHbaby magazine is out this week, and we've got a great story on the village, the parenthood village, and the people you can have around you. It might not be, as you say, family anymore, and you might find yourself quite isolated, but it's well worth investing in relationships in your community because there is support out there, but you may have to be a bit more intentional these days about building those relationships. So I recommend that article. Very
great magazine this month. Well, they're always great.
Thanks,
but I
Dorothy.
really love this one.
You're very kind. Hey, we've got a question from Amy. We've got a question about starting solids. And if you've got a question about bringing the baby home when you've got a toddler, do feel free to comment after the video under there, and we'll get to that one as well. But let's move to solids for a bit. What are your views on solids, Dorothy? I've had conflicting advice about when to start. One professional said 6 months, one said 4 months. I had twins a month early. Do you think corrected age or actual age for twins that were a bit prem starting solids?
Corrected age 1 month.
Probably not going to make much difference.
It's not going to make much difference. Corrected age because they're 27 weekers, huge difference.
Right,
okay? I tend to, and I've done 27 weekers, and what I tend to do is I tend to take their corrective age, the actual age that they are, and I tend to look at them and make a decision on each individual case.
Right.
And I tend to 9 times out of 10 sort of get the middle age.
Yeah.
And for some milestones, or some steps that we're going into, it will be a mixture.
Yes, yeah.
Views on solids, there is so much information out there. It really, really saddens me that I deal with clients that will not start their babies on solids when they've been self-settling and resettling, and around 16 weeks they can't do it anymore. They're doing the 45-minute wakes and they're back waking all night, and they won't look at introducing solids. They've got a bigger baby because they're told that they can't start solids till 6 months. If you look at the worldwide aspect on solids and look at WHO and look at all these things out there, it's 4 to 6 months. Now, we're going to get a lot of criticism for this comment because I know, but I worked at Tresilian. We had a pediatrician who sat up and stood up in front and explained the difference between 4 to 6 months. You've got to do your research and look. Your baby is no statistic. Your baby is a person.
So basically, it's looking at your baby after 4 months to see when they're showing enough signs of readiness for solids. Solids
or introducing formula is not going to make them sleep better. Okay.
And I think that's key to remember, isn't it? Because a lot of people put hope in something else other than breast milk to get their child to sleep. Not necessarily so.
No. If you haven't taught them to self-settle and resettle, you can feed them till the cows come home, and it's not going to make any difference. I get a lot of emails or Q&As about, I thought it was going to make a difference. Sadly, it's not. And then again, what are the solids that you're feeding your baby? Okay. I always I stay away from sugar, which is fruit. Okay. I certainly stay away from processed sugars. But we want solids that are going to be good, healthy choices. And again, that opens a can. There's so many different ways of introducing solids. I'm old-fashioned because I know it works. And when people can show me the new way of feeding solids and they have babies that are sleeping through the night, self-settling and resettling, I'll go for it. But anything I talk about is through experience. And I am still doing some of the old-fashioned ways. So the first solid that I introduce is a cereal or grain. And that's because I'm kind of giving them thickened milk. The cereal and
texture is very important. There's an article on that in here.
Fantastic.
The stages of the textures of baby food and how it needs to start off really runny and basically just thick milk. But and then it progresses from there because those progressions of texture are very important.
Absolutely. And I call it thickened milk. I'm not introducing new taste buds. I'm introducing solids because my baby's hungry, not to introduce taste buds.
Excite their flavours.
Exactly. And we want to keep all the nutrients and fat going from the milk. So therefore, when you do introduce solids, you do start taking away from the milk. So if you do a cereal or grain, you're not taking away from the milk because the milk that they would have sucked from you is actually being
so you can mix it into the baby rice. So for starting solids, the key is to look for your baby's ready signs, and those are listed on our website. There's lots of information about starting solids on OHbaby.co.nz, including the signs of readiness that you need to look for. And every child's different, so between 4 to 6 months is still a safe option, but depending on your child, of course. Got another question about food, but more for the older child. Lorna asks, my 15-month-old is really fussy with his food. He will not eat veggies and is fussy with meat. How do I get him to eat some veggies, a bit more variety? The fussy eaters, another very common problem.
They're very, very common. And just before I go on to that, introducing solids and vegetables, I've got a great tutorial on my website.
Babyhelp.co.nz.
Absolutely. Again, got great tutorials for solids for the toddlers as well. But looking at a toddler, I will look at how are you feeding them in their wake cycles. So ideally they're having solids because a lot of toddlers are still having milk first. And from 8 months old, Ministry of Health and Plunkett recommend that
they have the solids first.
They have solids first, and people forget to do that switch. So solids first. Secondly, how much sugar, how much processed food, how many snacks are they having a day? We over snack our children. I count up sometimes that toddlers are having 7-8 meals in 24 hours. And that's a lot. Okay? They should be having at maximum breakfast, morning tea, lunch, afternoon tea, dinner. 5 meals a day. I tend not to do my snacks, my morning and afternoon tea, dependent on their routine. It's optional. If I'm giving a snack, astonished when I first came home to New Zealand and I'd meet people with kids and they'd have like a smorgasbord.
I'd snacking all day long.
Well, I'd meet people for a play day, let's
Yeah.
just say, catch up with them.
Yeah.
I wouldn't bring any morning tea because they had enough to feed 5 kids.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'd bring the coffee.
It's the Kiwi hospitality.
It is. So think about what you're offering.
Yeah.
Now, if you're offering puddings, and again, I don't do puddings.
Yeah.
Now, fruit is puddings.
Yeah.
I just had this conversation with a client.
Yeah.
Because they said, we don't do puddings. I said, but
Yeah.
you do fruit.
Yeah.
It's a pudding.
Yeah.
Anything that comes, we have an entree, which is first course, main is second,
Yeah.
and pudding is third. So
Yeah.
we don't do entrees with our little ones, hopefully, but they don't need puddings.
Yeah.
So I would take away all the sweetness out of his diet.
Yeah.
For breakfast, I'd give him a nice balanced breakfast.
Yeah.
It could be toast, it could be a bagel, it could
Yeah.
be have avocado on it, it could have anything.
Yeah.
You know, something healthy or a cereal.
Yeah.
There's lots of healthy cereals out there. It's what we also put on top of them.
Yeah.
We can all read.
Yeah.
Then for lunch, how old's the little person again?
15 minutes.
Okay, I'd give him quick and easy food.
Yeah.
So he could have, you know, a plate of salad stuff like
Yeah.
tomato, cucumber,
Yeah.
capsicum, those raw cauliflower, those kind of things.
Yeah.
If he can chew them, if he can't, then that doesn't matter. But a sandwich or something quick and easy.
Yeah.
I would give a sandwich once a week, but I do a variety.
Yeah.
For dinner, it's as hot, it's protein and veggies.
Yeah.
Now, what veggie does he like?
Yeah.
Always put that on his plate, but
Sure.
he put everything else on. It's a pain because you cook for these toddlers and it all goes in the bin.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
But we just got to keep persevering.
You've got to keep persevering.
They take so many exposures
Yeah.
to a food to accept it. So we just have to
Absolutely.
keep calm and keep persevering. And
Absolutely, you do not need to cook separate meals for every family.
yeah.
Now, if he's got milk before he's going to bed and milk and breakfast, then if he doesn't eat his breakfast or eat his dinner, he's still getting food because
Yeah.
milk is food.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I replace if they don't eat.
Right.
I don't open the kitchen. We're not a restaurant. I
Yeah.
don't go, oh, he doesn't like that. I always taste their food.
Yeah.
If I don't like it, and I don't like vegetables, but if I don't like it, then I don't make them eat it.
Yeah.
But I'm aware that I don't like vegetables, so it's not about I don't like eating it, but does it taste
Does it
right?
taste all right?
And as
Yeah.
long as it tastes okay, then
Yeah.
then I think it tastes okay, then I think it's okay for them.
Yeah.
You don't force feed.
Yeah.
But you often say, I said to a 4-year-old once, wouldn't eat any veggies, and I put peas and carrots on a plate, and she was very annoyed with me. But eventually, I said to her, look, that pea wants to go into your tummy,
Yeah.
and the carrot wants to go and hold hands and
Yeah.
play together. Use some, imagination.
Party in my
time.
tummy. That
Yeah.
was a song we used
Yeah.
to sing.
Yeah.
And I think that's key as well. Offer a variety of things and find things that they will eat.
Yeah.
Our nutritionist Anna Hansen talked about giving your child some fresh vegetables, some carrot sticks, or even some frozen peas in a little bowl before dinner while they're doing something else, while you're cooking or in that really busy time of day. If they eat all the carrot sticks and then don't eat their dinner later on, well, so be it. At least they've got some goodness on board when
Yeah.
they were distracted by something else. We've got lots of questions, and we don't have much time as usual, but just to ask a couple more. Monique has a little boy due next week, so well, congratulations, Monique, there's a new baby on the way. Any tips for her on how to introduce him to her 19-month-old? So she's got like a week left, maybe. Anything she could do? We've talked about getting a present ready from the baby to give to the toddler. Talking to the toddler about what's going to be happening. What would you do in that final week before baby arrives?
Just have good time, good
Yeah.
fun time with your 19-month-old,
Yeah.
because that's going to be a really special time.
Yeah.
And just remember, get them to wait. Don't rush straight
Yes,
away.
don't rush to them all
But
the
talk
time.
about the baby's going to come. But
Yeah.
but this is a special time.
Yeah.
And also don't always keep saying to you're going to be big baby, big sister, or big brother,
Yeah.
because they want to be themselves. And
right,
they haven't
yeah.
been called that for 18
Yeah.
months. And also, sort of, if you've been calling him a little baby, like you're my little baby,
Yeah.
it's time to stop that because you've got a baby coming
Yeah.
along. Give him the respect that he's your toddler.
Yes, yeah.
You know, so just take time and just
Just a little girl, yeah,
Yeah.
You're my special girl, and there's another
just
baby
spend
coming.
time with them,
Yeah.
and make sure that they're ready.
Yeah.
Make sure that they understand that if you're going into hospital to have a baby,
Yeah.
that daddy's going to be at home, or your partner's going to be at
Yeah.
home, or grand's coming.
Yes,
And make
preparing
sure
them
they-
for what might happen.
Yeah.
It might happen in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
You're rushing off.
Yeah, so that they're ready for it.
Yes. good advice. And we talked about that earlier on in the video, which you can watch again later on Facebook, and then also on our website when we upload this video to OHbaby.co.nz, because we have that technology. Here's a question, and this is a really big issue, and I'm sure you've come across it in families when something big and disruptive has happened. From SJ Rogers: I can't get my 1-year-old out of my bed after her father and I split up. Tried everything to get her into the cot, but she won't. There we go. So there's been a big change in the family, some trauma, and that can be for a child lots of different things: moving house, parents splitting up. Have you got any advice for helping our little ones get through some of those big life issues?
Absolutely. Well, number one, she's in your bed.
Yeah.
Does it really matter where she sits?
Yeah.
She needs that security.
Yeah.
Take little steps.
Yeah.
And we all want to take ginormous steps, and it all falls around our feet. The one thing is that you will not put her in a cot and let her cry for hours on her own.
Yeah.
She needs you as security.
Yeah.
So I would start her off in the cot.
Yeah.
If she performs, or I'm assuming that she's going to sleep in the cot.
Yeah.
Then when she needs to come into your bed, you can either make the effort and walk her back and sit on the floor, or stay with her.
Yeah.
Or if she's starting off in your bed, then just sit on the floor next to her.
Yeah.
So you're doing little steps.
Yeah.
Again, I'd be looking at a diet if she's waking up during the night, just to make sure she's not overloaded with sugar and yogurt and cheese after lunchtime, because they're all processed sugars. Cheese can contribute to nightmares and night terrors, and all the others are sugar, so we need to get all those out of our diet after lunch. And then just go slowly with her. So if I was lying down with her, cuddling her, then I would sit on the floor and touch. Then I would go to holding a hand, or just moving slowly back. If she's a night walker, and at the middle of the night, why do you want to go back, back and forth, you're parenting on your own, you're going through a huge emotional time. Put a mattress on the floor and say that's her special bed.
Would you in this circumstance say maybe, hey, you can sleep with mummy for the next month, not that they have any awareness of time, but would you ever say, look, we're going to do this for a while and then you're going to go back to your own bed, or is it too tricky for a child to understand?
I think she needs that emotional security. So her whole life's turned up. One moment she had a family, and the next minute they're split. So that's kind of, is that going to be a split too? Like how does she see that split? So we need to reassure her that mummy's always there for her.
Lots of reassurance.
And I think it's going to take time. And I would want to know really to the whole picture of what's happening in the home, how much time she's spending with her father.
There's a lot of issues involved.
A lot of issues involved before you could really give an answer. But my best bit of advice is go slowly. Doesn't matter if she's in your bed. It's only the best bit of advice I can give you is please don't listen to anybody who tells you that they can fix it in 3 to 4 nights. There's no quick fix to parenting. And more importantly, please do not do extension crying. She's got enough emotional stuff going on without doing that.
Just give her a big hug and
carry
on. Take a deep breath and carry on.
And really, you need that support as well.
Absolutely.
You both need that support. Look at yourself. What are you crying out for? How are you feeling? And before I would actually sort the toddler out, I would actually want to be helping you to give you the support to make you feel good, so you can do it to your toddler.
Great advice. Thank you, Dorothy. We've run out of time again. There's always more questions than we have time for, but that's just the nature of it, I'm afraid. But you can watch this video again online. You can watch our previous Friday Live videos online. You can also see Dorothy this weekend if you are in Dunedin.
Yes.
And if you're near Dunedin, make the trip to Dunedin, because Dorothy is at the baby show in Dunedin, and you're speaking there on Sunday?
Yes, at 10:30 and 12:40.
10:30 and 12:40 at the Dunedin baby show.
And I have a stand next to
mementos.
Yes.
So
come
visit
along.
Dorothy. Go say hi if you're a southerner. She would love to see you. Thanks for joining us for Friday Live. We'll be back here again, and we'll see you sometime. Have a great day. See you later.
Bye, and thank you for having me.
You're welcome.